And we welcome you to Turmoil. We are live on second night in Liverpool, right around the corner from the compound. We bring you N.E.W. It's Max Radix alongside my broadcast partner Erwin, and buddy, what a night it should be at Turmoil.
Oh yeah, once again a lot of things going on tonight. A lot of divisions being torn up. Of course, we're starting the hunt for the tags once again after last night.
Yeah, absolutely. The ranking reshuffle will continue in the tag team division, but first we have a one-on-one match, I believe, between Joe Freeman and the Warlord. Yeah, should be an interesting confrontation.
Choice of people there.
To kick off Turmoil, two hard hitters with a lot to prove they both feel in the N.E.W. division. Be an interesting matchup. Both these men, I think it's safe to say, have title ambitions, Erwin.
Well, yeah, you would think so. You would hope so, because that's kind of why most people are here.
Interesting to note as well that Joe Freeman and the Warlord have never held N.E.W. World Heavyweight Championship gold.
No, in fact, Joe Freeman has yet to hold a title, as far as I'm aware.
Which I think is one of the bigger shocks here in the N.E.W. Definitely one of the more famous Neely men in the business today. We do have a few of them in N.E.W. who've got to the glass ceiling and never quite broken through as of yet. Of course, it's getting more and more competitive each and every day with the insurgence of the E.F.W. a brand new training complex and promotion for N.E.W. That's come on leaps and bounds, which has made some of the veterans like Freeman Owen a little bit nervous about their spot.
Well, yeah, I mean, people like Freeman, there's something that stops them from getting to that next level. Something that just doesn't click, and I'm kind of hoping that somewhere soon it does begin to click for him, because he is a great athlete.
Well, yeah, Joe Freeman has been involved in some absolute N.E.W. classics with the likes of Darryl Graves and yourself, Erwin. It's one of those guys, you're quite right, all he needs to do is just to connect that last dot and it should all fall in place. The Firebird Joe Freeman, he is a strange and deranged man. 6 foot 224 pounds, originally from Copenhagen, all the way in Denmark. The only thing I know about Denmark is they had a battle there once called the Battle of the Clogs. That's literally all I know. That and they make decent bacon and goalkeepers. That's about it.
It's very cold, it's very dark. I've never been, so I'm probably insulting them in every single way possible there, but that's my kind of knowledge on the place, and it could indeed foster such a person as Joe Freeman.
Well, Joe Freeman is a unique individual. He seems to thrive on the extreme. The N.E.W. is a natural home for this type of individual. He lives, breathes, eats to fight.
And for the kind of person he is, it's kind of interesting that the Reaper hasn't sought this guy out. You think he'd fit right in there?
Well, perhaps too many similarities do not mix. I mean, I don't think the Reaper plays well with anyone. I think, you know, the people who he calls his so-called associates are frankly an ends to a means for the Reaper.
More using Nate than teaming with him.
Whatever influence that man does have over Nate is yet to be clarified here in the N.E.W.
Yeah, it's not like a contract holding like Snake has over Falcon or anything like that. It seriously is it just seems like possession.
Frankly, more unholy. Joe Freeman, however, is his own man. Joe Freeman is weird, all on his own. I can get it done, I can promise you that. Many people feel that this has to be the year for Freeman, though, Erwin. Many people feel that if he doesn't do it this year, he may never do it. And where do you stand on that? I mean, he's a veteran. Joe Freeman, he's 8-9 years in the business now at least. Joe Freeman needs to start winning some gold, otherwise he's going to go down as having, well, frankly, a pretty mediocre career. despite some of the classic matches he's been involved with. It's checks and championships at the end, Erwin. How many times do I say it?
Well, yeah, I mean, Joe Freeman has been in our company alone 770 days. So you've got to think, I mean, there is a point where you reach your peak and start going downhill from there. You've got to wonder when that's going to be.
Freeman needs to get to his peak first. He's always had the ability, he's always had the potential, but eventually you need to put those two things together and start getting results. Tonight will not be an easy challenge.
We haven't seen Joe Freeman yet being placed in the ranking reshuffle. However, Warlord here took his #1 contendership spot in his last ranking reshuffle match against N.E.W. in a matter of seconds. It was actually phenomenal to watch.
Warlord's almost record victory last week has filled him with more confidence, if that was even possible. Warlord, 6'2", 255 pounds, I would say arguably one of the most controversial figures in N.E.W. history. Originally from Akron, Ohio, of course, his familiar association with the Warlords, with the Enforcers. I bet he wished they were called the Warlords. His association with the Enforcers has been incredibly well documented. Warlord is a former television champion, so he has held some measure of success in the past. So some would say he's more prepared for this matchup. I mean, you have to ask yourself, Erwin, where will Joe Freeman land in that ranking reshuffle if he beats Warlord, who's already considered the #1 contender?
That's a very, very good question, of course. Adrian Goldman already had all this reshuffle planned out, only the random reseeds being the sort of question marks on the list.
Well, they certainly have thrown a few flies into the ointment of the plans of our illustrious leader, Adrian Goldman. We'll see if that trend continues tonight, because Joe Freeman will take on the already seeded Warlord in a surprise start to N.E.W. Turmoil Live tonight.
And you see Freeman with that bandage around his head. I believe that will be still from injuries from that brutal submission match he was a part of.
Yeah, of course, Joe Freeman not 100% after that brutal submission cell, and who can blame him? He took a tremendous amount of punishment.
Oh yeah, I mean, we saw Nate with that face mask for some time as he was recovering from his injuries.
That vicious club to the back and the knee back. The Warlord, who has seen that bandage across the head of Joe Freeman, is using it for target practice with his extremities. The Warlord looking determined to cause a bit of pain here.
May have spent a bit too long gloating.
Oh yeah, Freeman fighting back with that glorious snake eyes.
Blocked the chop though.
My word, you don't see that every day.
Oh no, he couldn't be looking for it again.
Oh come on, not again, surely. Jackhammer!
Jackhammer!
Out of absolutely nowhere.
Just looking to end this match in an
instant. This could be it. It's over.
And there it is.
In a matter of minutes, ladies and gentlemen, with a minute offense by Joe Freeman, Warlord has picked up a big win once again with that hellacious jackhammer, Erwin. Oh, look at that!
Absolutely brutal. I mean, that's two matches in a row that were under a minute, I would say, from bell to bell.
Warlord is on a hell of a roll as of late. This determined streak that has kicked in ever since the Enforcers have crumbled has sent Warlord into a scary, scary zone. I have very rarely seen him hit before, and if he continues this streak, Erwin, it's only going to be a matter of time before he's got gold round his waist again.
Well, yeah, you got to wonder what's going through Brad Morse's mind, seeing that, knowing that once that reshuffle has finished within the US division, that he is his #1 contender.
Well, this is our official ranking reshuffle match for tonight. I believe match number 2 is the Extreme Rules match between Nate and Zach Fuller. Now, we will start the hunt for the #1 contenders for the tag team titles, and Nate and Zach Fuller both got a dog in that hunt, it seems, Erwin. It's still unclear who will be either of these men's partners.
No, this is just the ranking reshuffle. Again, my quick notes on paper do not come across very well sometimes.
God damn it!
Those two tag team hunts are our events later on in the night. I do apologise for that.
It's alright.
That's it, I'm getting the monkeys to write the notes from now on.
Well, it's live. It's live. It's what happens when we're live. We're getting shouted at as we speak. Well, disregard what I just said, ladies and gentlemen. It's an Extreme Rules matchup, and it is indeed a ranking reshuffle matchup. We got that part right. It's not for the tag team titles.
No, it's for the number 2 US rank, essentially. So whoever gets to follow up Warlord, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, that's not exactly a great prize, but both Nate and Zach Fuller have tossed their hat into the ring. We enter here with a disciple of the Reaper, 6'1", 220 pounds, Nate from Denver, Colorado, a former 2-time tag team champion with his brother.
Well, it was before all this mess kicked off.
Absolutely, I mean, Marty and Nate literally torn apart, a family torn apart by the hands of this man's master, the Reaper, the Demon of Fleet Street.
A completely different attitude from Nate.
Oh, a world apart. I mean, one of the most positive guys in the locker room until not long ago. Respected for his attitude and his work ethic, and frankly his manner. Not anymore.
No.
Nate is a completely different man than the one he was a month ago. The change in him is scary, Erwin. It's actually scary.
Oh yeah, and he's not had much success in this US, in the ranking reshuffle in general. He lost the number 10 Intercontinental spot to Rick Weaver.
Well, Zach Fuller
lost last night against Warlord. Sorry, go on.
No, you're quite right. Sorry, no, finish your thought. Zach Fuller, his opponent tonight, 5'10" and 225 pounds, from Hackensack, New Jersey. He has won TV gold before, but never United States title. Never been a tag team champion, so don't worry about that. But our boo-boo earlier.
He's of course a member of Xander Enterprises, who I assume will be looking to eventually get toward that shot.
You know your damn monkeys didn't put that in the notes either. What the hell are we paying these people for? I completely forgot that Zach Fuller was a member of Xander Enterprises. I have a lot on my mind, goddammit. I'm Max Radix. I've talent relations shit to deal with. Don't need to be peeling your bananas as well. This one-on-one matchup between Nate and Zach Fuller will be a great confrontation between two up-and-coming bucks. It's too close to call in my eyes, though, in this one. What a slam by Nate.
Oh,
wait a minute.
Hang on a second.
Wait a goddamn minute. We're not even 30 seconds into this match, and that is the brother of... that is the music of Nate's brother, Marty. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Fuller there. Taking full advantage of that backdrop. As the music played, but no one showed Erwin.
I do not see Marty anywhere.
I don't see him
mind
either.
Games, it seems, leading up to Riot with that Hell in a Cell between them due.
Of course, yes, that's going to be one of the, well, I don't want to say highlights, but certainly one of the more high-profile matches on the card. Undoubtedly, a Hell in a Cell between Marty and Nate. Brothers will collide, families will collide, and only one man will leave the ring unaided. Oh,
confirmed just a week ago, only one show after the last Riot. That's how much it's got on Adrian Goldman's nerves, it seems. He wants this over and done with.
Full Nelson and the Atomic Bulldog by Nate has put him back in complete control of this match. Fuller is reeling. What a slam. Going for top rope, it seems. Going for high risk. Oh my word! What a corkscrew senton that was. And a leg drop to follow up. I'm not sure if he got all of it, but he got enough.
The elbow as well there. Clever Fuller, quickly back to his feet.
Well, the resilience of Zach Fuller has been well documented, Erwin. One of the toughest guys on the roster, no doubt about that. The amount of punishment that he received at the hands of the enforcers at one point was inhumane.
It's been interesting to see how Nate's coped with essentially going solo here.
Planning DDT, nowhere. No singles rust it seems tonight for Nate, not even a 2.
It seems Xander Enterprises keen to let Fuller do his thing here alone.
Well, it's a tremendous acquisition for this so-called Xander Enterprises. I mean, what does that deal entail? That's what I'd like to know. It's not been ran past the company, I know that much. I mean, Magnum Opus have the common decency to license themselves as a legitimate company with N.E.W. Xander Enterprises are yet to do so, and up to my knowledge, unless this is a personal deal they have with our CEO, Adrian Goldman, Erwin.
Well, quite possibly. I mean, let's not forget William Xander was a commissioner here, so clearly he must have some pull in those offices.
It's a very good point. Nate, oh my word. Misses with that clothesline completely, but gets right back on the attack. On that guardrail, my word, Snake Eyes head first into the steel. That will hurt come winter.
Double underhooks there. What a suplex.
Beautifully executed on that wafer thin mat. Concrete on the outside.
Oh no, he's going for the Denver crab. But it doesn't mean anything out there in an extreme
absolutely
match.
Not. Pinfall submissions must take place inside the ring, so even if there you see it, Zach Fuller tapping means absolutely nothing. Tapping like a fish who wants a seal, quite frankly. A fish who wants a seal who wants a fish. Got there eventually. Fuller there.
Well, that's like a fresh paint report. Right there. Nate. Oh, I think Nate was trying to set up for a super kick. Fuller sliding in there.
Snap suplex. Don't think there won't be vengeance for that late. Elbow to the face. Oh, and a super kick. Got there second time round. Goes for a pinch, the top is down. Free, yes, there it is.
Nate seals his place. Number 2 contender.
Which means, of course, Erwin, that Nate will face the Warlord after he has done with Brad Morse.
Well, yeah, that's a dark horse once the ranking is unlocked, unless Mr. Goldman decides otherwise.
Be a hell of a match. I know that much. Nate with a lot to prove in the singles division. Off to a great start in my eyes against a former TV champion and a tough competitor in his own right, Zach Fuller. Big victory for Nate.
I think it's been one of the first victories Nate's had without the Reaper at his side. Yeah, since leaving the Brotherhood.
Well, I think that proves he can do it on his own, Erwin. I think that proves that whatever possession that the Reaper may have over Nate's very soul, it hasn't seeped into his abilities as of yet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after our little mix-up before, now we finally get to our tag team ranking matchup between the Militia and the Crew, and this match will determine our new #1 contender for the N.E.W. Tag Team Championship. Of course, that's not a prize, Owen. That's essentially an execution, because who they will face is, of course, the glorious, the unstoppable Magnum Opus.
Well, yeah, of course, Xander Enterprises unable to compete in this match due to Zach Fuller having his ranking reshuffle match, and therefore the next 2 up from the bottom that are available, the Militia and the Crew, which gives them a great opportunity to essentially jump quite a few. The Hit Squad, of course, lost their opportunity. They are currently tied with Los Luchadores. I believe at some point we will see that, probably if these are unsuccessful.
I hope so.
Again, this is all down to Adrian Goldman. The way he's wanted to run these matches.
Well, you know, he's the boss. I mean, I know which match I'd like to see. The Militia and the Crew, both great tag teams, but neither of these teams have won the tag team titles 5 times, Erwin.
That's very true.
And like a certain tag team I could mention, which is a license to print money anytime they put them up against Magnum Opus. But what do we know? We only call the action. The Militia, V and Kevin Cannon, 5'10", 239, and 5'7", 146 pounds. One from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, one from Allentown, Pennsylvania. V, I believe, is a former European champion. Not the tiniest introduction I've ever done, but it'll do. Here, we welcome the Militia.
Another team that have been so close to the top. Quite a fresh team, to be fair. Still fairly new.
The Militia are one of those teams, Erwin, Again, sorry, you were saying they are nearly team. And nearly team. I like the militia. I hate to say it. The hippies. They dress outrageously. Some would say ridiculously. But I tell you what, when they click, they really are a fun team to watch. I don't, for the record, and I will put this on the record, I don't for a second think they stand a chance against a team like Magnum Opus. I mean, there's skill and then there's quality. They have one, but not the other.
Well, what do you think about them against the Crew? I mean, that's Franco and Yuri there stepping in.
Yeah, I mean, Franco and Yuri, two of the best athletes we have in N.E.W, full stop, period. In any division, Franco and Yuri can do anything they're damn well pleased, to be perfectly honest with you. They tag together because they choose to tag together, not because they have to. I feel if V and Kevin Canyon weren't the tag team, then frankly I would fear for their future in N.E.W. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. It has been known to happen. Rarely. V and Kevin Canyon of the militia. A great team nonetheless. Are they as good as the team that they will face tonight? We're going to find out one way or the other.
And it'll be interesting to see how the fans react. Who the favourite comes out tonight.
Very, very good point.
Very popular teams.
The Crew, Franco and Yuri. Franco 6 foot, 248 pounds, and Yuri 5'11", 232. Franco, Beverly Hills, California, and the Russian Bear Yuri all the way from Moscow. Of course, Franco, a former Intercontinental Champion, a former two-time television champion, and Yuri with those 2 United States titles to his name. Franco and Yuri undoubtedly one of the most decorated single stars in the tag team division.
Yeah, and of course the Crew have won the tag team championships, but it was only once.
Great point.
And they only held it for 7 days.
And who beat them for that title, Erwin?
The Brotherhood did. Who held it for 11 days.
And who beat the Brotherhood?
And then we saw Magnum Opus, who currently have those titles for 79 days.
79 days and counting, because I don't see any team that stands a chance except the team that is not in this match, Los Luchadores Español. I welcome the militia and the Crew. Should be a great tag team match. Snap suplex by V to kick it off here. Is that V or Canyon? I can never remember.
That is V.
Well, hey, what a suplex.
Kevin Canyon has the
by Franco.
The hair twirl at the front, a bit Misfits-esque.
I'm sure these hipsters change tights just to confuse me. What a neck breaker.
V has the cornrows. That's how I tell them apart. Not by colour, surprisingly. Just in case they ever do switch. They may have changed colours before. I have seen that.
Neck breaker by V. You see what I mean? They just do these things to confuse me. Campbell clutch early on here, going for the submission. Chitopa in a great position here. Not much Yuri can do about it without feeling the wrath of the official. Big belly to belly.
He is. I don't know if he wants to get into a technical wrestling match with either of the Crew.
Nope, definitely
However,
not.
At the same time, a strength competition wouldn't end well either. I think V and Kevin Cannon have to utilise their speed and quick tags if they are to get success here tonight.
It's funny that you're saying this, and I agree with what you're saying, and V has slowed this match down, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's a surprising pace for the militia to begin with.
Oh my word, what a release German suplex.
Perhaps they realise they may need a bit more stamina in this game.
Well, yeah, V and Kevin Canyon, Double K, could be playing a very tactical game here.
I mean, going up against the Crew, it must be a challenging prospect for any tag team, because, again, they may have only held that gold for 7 days, but that doesn't count the amount of victories they've had.
Thoroughbreds.
In the tag team division.
Absolute pure-blooded thoroughbreds. What a double team by Kevin Canyon and V. Kevin Canyon now the legal man. They have done a great job here, Erwin. They've alienated Franco away from the Russian Bear Yuri, the powerhouse.
Again, clearly
just doing that damage to the nephew of Kurt Angle, one of our premier athletes, it has to be said. What a hurricane ram there. The militia are doing a job on Franco right now.
Very, very tactical, keeping him away. It must be a conscious decision.
Has to be.
By the militia. However, Cannon caught off guard there.
Yeah, immediately you see that technical ability of Franco just shining through, getting this Boston Crab. He had it locked in, but eventually Cannon, with that power, bridges out of it. So Franco completely in the wrong corner. I don't think he knows where he is. He instinctively went to the man in the corner before he realised it wasn't his man. Far away from home, that belly buys him a bit of time, but Franco needs to make a tag, and he does, to Yuri.
Of course, he's heavier than me, but Kevin Cannon is one of the lightest competitors here in N.E.W. And that's trouble when you're in there against these two guys. I mean, they're not the heaviest of guys, but they can throw you around.
They'll throw you around for fun. Yuri.
We've seen Franco and Yuri throw Vega around, and that's not something everyone
Oh my God, what a huge insecurity that was by Double K Kevin Canyon onto Yuri. Yuri must be seeing stars.
Again,
what a kick.
The militia managing to keep control of the match.
Tremendous shots by Double K, firing up this capacity crowd.
Yeah, mixed reactions here for the militia. Definitely some crew fans here. Oh
yeah, the crew, an incredibly popular tag team here in N.E.W. The count continues, the liberal count by Mike Chatopa, our senior official. Up to 4. Yes, that's right, you heard me, 4.
Halfway through the count now, and I've got no intentions of bringing us back in the ring by the looks of it.
No, I mean this is a playground for Kevin Canyon. Oh my word!
Driven off that post.
Head first into that ring post.
Fans not enjoying this. I mean, we have seen a lot of count-outs. It's how Magnum Opus essentially defended those titles.
That was just a genius tactic by Magnum Opus, showing once again why they are the best tag team in the world. Yuri fighting back with a couple of those hard shots with evil intentions in his eyes. Guillotine onto Kevin Canyon.
Trying to find the tag there.
Nowhere near.
Gut wrench instead.
Yes, he does. Oh! Perfectly executed gut wrench suplex. Shades of Snake. Yuri there. Tremendous maneuver on the middle rope. Waiting, begging for Cannon to get back up. Oh, spinning elbow. Got all of it. What a shot. Oh no, counter. Counter. That was like, what a great.
I think that was sheer reactionary jump of pain. And he just happened to volley him to the right corner.
But whatever the hell it was, it got the tag. V now the legal man.
And quite fresh too.
With a blink of an eye.
Although if Yuri can make a tag to Franco, this could be trouble.
It would all begin again, but now Yuri is starting to feel the pain with that vicious Death Valley driver. Good call. Big shots to the head by V.
One of my favourite moves in the industry, that one. And V does it so well.
Who made it famous? Scoop Slam. A question for the nerds. Answers on a postcard.
Well, here we go. Franco got the tag in, being close enough, and got a boot for his troubles.
Yes, he did.
My word, the militia really are on fire here tonight.
Yeah, Franco and Yuri, I think, have been surprised by the sheer determination and will of the militia. What a powerbomb. Sit out. Gone for the pin. It's no.
Franco somehow.
How did he kick out of that?
Somehow digging down deep.
How?
What is on the line here?
My word, I thought that was it. Continues the attack.
Senton.
What a senton splash. The end must be nigh for Franco. Off.
Just driving the spine into that turnbuckle post.
Shoulder and neck. About as aggressive as it can get. Going for a pin. Oh, wait a minute. Using the ropes. Yuri's there.
I can't believe they went for that.
Well, the militia want another shot, Erwin, at that tag team gold. Willing to do anything, it seems. to put away the Crew, the more powerful team. Oh my word, misses. But I think what was going to be a flying famous there. This gives oh, Franco an opportunity. What a corkscrew. Brought him down. Makes a pin. Makes a tag. Excuse me. Takedown. Kick to that spine.
I was just about to say, Cannon has been on the outside for quite some time now.
Well, maybe that again was a tactic by the Militia, who have come into this match at a very, very deliberate pace. Cannon, all the fresher for that time on the outside.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if since they found out they had this match, they've been watching tapes of the Crew.
What a German release suplex.
To find holes in their armour, and they've done pretty well here tonight with that German suplex.
Oh!
Astonishing European uppercut.
No one does it better than the Russian Bear, Yuri.
May very well have just tipped this match instantly.
Oh, wait a minute, Erwin. You know what he's saying? Here it is. Yes, there it is. Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter.
In tight. And he's got his eye on V, but
it's over.
Not necessary.
It is over, just like that. And after the Militia put up a hell of a fight, the Crew have won this. Look how much it took out of Yuri there, falling to his knees in sheer exhaustion. That gives you an idea of the fight the Militia put up here tonight. What an effort by those two young men.
What an effort indeed.
Franco and Yuri, however, are indeed the new #1 contenders for Magnum Opus's Tag Team Gold. Well, that means it's going to be a long night for the Militia, if you ask me, Erwin. Well, and an even longer night for the Crew, because down the road they're going to have to face Magnum Opus.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, just the thought of that has got to be getting them thinking. I mean, if that was their match against the Militia, what do they have in store for Magnum Opus for, I think, the second time around?
And what happened the last time those two teams faced each other, Erwin? They were annihilated. They were embarrassed by Magnum Opus. The display of tag team wrestling, frankly, the Crew could not handle it.
Opus. But I have no doubt that they'll have learned from their mistakes since then.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. As we always say here in N.E.W, only time will tell. Well, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, is a match I'm looking forward to tremendously. The N.E.W rankings match between Vega and Simon Youngblood, and it's time to put this one to bed once and for all, Erwin. It is time for Vega to truly clarify his undisputed, in my eyes, position as #1 contender for the N.E.W World Heavyweight Championship. The mere fact that he has to have this match against Simon Youngblood tonight, it's just ridiculous in my eyes.
Oh yeah, it's essentially the continuation of Vega climbing the ranks. It seems Adrian Goldman wants him to do it legitimately.
Well, I think the reason... Oh, wait a minute.
Hang on a second.
Well, that is not who we expected. That is William Zander, the leader of Zander Enterprises. Clearly got a few things on his mind, Erwin. Been a mixed night for Zander Enterprises so far. They are in action live tonight. Well, Xander Enterprises have been interrupted by the European champion, Owen.
Well, yeah, William Xander talking about cutting a cancer out of the N.E.W. and that cancer being magnum opus. And, well, Stake clearly taking a bit of umbrage to that.
Well, clearly, I mean, he's just besmirched his most successful creation ever, and for a 7-time world champion, that's quite a besmirching, Owen.
I don't think William Xander cares too much about besmirching people.
Well, William Xander, better be careful, otherwise Snake might just knock that smile right off his face.
Let's see what goes down here.
Oh, wait a minute, William Xander there with a cheap shot on Snake.
Wow, words were exchanged and now fists are about to be exchanged.
The clash of the egos there in Snake and William Xander essentially slagging each other's prospective groups off. William Xander with that cheap shot against the veteran has taken control in this assault by William Xander.
Well, to be fair, Snake did come out there and interrupt him.
Snake's a 7-time world champion, goddammit. He can do what he likes. This is total disrespect. Yes, there's the counter. Oh, look at that chop block. Oh, what a lariat. Oh, he's still got it, baby. He has still got it. And just like that, William Xander's going to regret the day he was ever born.
Well, just as Xander was close to lancing the boil of the N.E.W., seems the boil is fighting back.
Absolutely no respect. Who started the fight? And who's finishing the fight? That's all you need to know.
I don't think we've seen the end yet. Xander back to his feet.
Oh my god, what a shot by Xander. Oh yes, there you go, that counter, that chop block. And that overhead suplex. My god, one hand. He's wearing a suit and he just pulled off a magnificent suplex. I hope he sends Xander the dry cleaning bill. A follow-away slam and another clothesline for good measure, and finally Mike Shatopa is pulling an infuriated Snake of the beaten and humiliated William Zander.
Well, some more craziness unfolding here tonight.
Justice, I tell you. We'll be right back after this.
Well, I'm wondering if Zander is essentially going to further this.
Well, I think it's only going to be a matter of time before Zander Enterprises and Magnum Opus cross paths again. It's pretty clear that William Zander and Snake do not get on. A clash of egos, perhaps. Of course, William Zander was there to promote his crew, Zander Enterprises, who are indeed in action tonight for the #1 contendership for the women tag team titles. It is Zander Enterprises versus True Force. Should be a hell of a matchup. Emma Zander and Nakane Mitsuda will face Alice Young and Diana Simmons live tonight.
Of course, Foxy Valentine's losing in their opportunity. Zander Enterprises and True Force are the next ones down in the list. So this one truly is, more of a normal thing. They're not skipping anyone other than Foxy Valentine's, but they've essentially lost their opportunity so far. But again, with the Outlaws defeating, I was kind of ready to believe that Foxy Valentine's were going to win those titles back, and we just would continually see those two teams going at it. But with their defence, and with Foxy Valentine's loss afterward, I just don't know. I think we are seeing a reshaping of this tag team division.
Oh, absolutely. I think the resurgence of True Force in that continuing team of Alice Young and Diana Simmons, of course, it's always been considered to be the dominant force in the women's tag team rankings, but there's just so much, there's been so much other talent in the division now, and so much potential talent that could come to the division. Anyway, I'm excited about some of the female tag teams in the EFW we're starting to see at the more regular basis, and what does that mean for the tag team titles in the future? What does that mean for the Outlaws? What does that mean for the division as a whole? It's heating up quite nicely, in my opinion. The tag team division has got a lot of miles left in it. This women's division, one of the best in professional wrestling. In this humble broadcaster's opinion, William Zander has recovered sufficiently enough after his beating from the 7-time world champion to accompany Emma Zander and Akane Mitsuda to the ring. Emma Zander is 5'5" and 138 pounds, and Akane Mitsuda is 5'2" and 175 pounds.
Well, an interesting fact that Zander did bring up during that shouting contest with Snake, well, at least what began as a shouting contest, is that Snake doesn't have a women's division in Magnum Opus, whereas Zander Enterprises clearly already has the two divisions.
So let me get this straight. Zander Enterprises are trying to claim moral supremacy over Magnum Opus because they have 2 female members.
Well, not necessarily supremacy, but they say they've got one market corner that
Magnum Opus has. Well, that is a fair point. Of course, incidentally, Zander's from Boston, Massachusetts, and Mitsuda is from Kyoto, Japan. Just in case anyone was wondering, Zach Fuller and William Zander can announce themselves, quite frankly. They've got no business being down here. After their slurs against Magnum Opus, they can rot. As far as I'm concerned, rot. Alice Young and Diana Simmons, 2 of the most prestigious women in N.E.W, in indeed professional wrestling today. Alice Young, 5'5", 132 pounds, and Diana Simmons, 6'1" and 230 pounds. Alice Young from the great wrestling county of Memphis, Tennessee, and of course Diana Simmons all the way from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Young's a 2-time women's champion. Diana Simmons is a 3-times women's champion, and of course they both are former tag team champions, the most illustrious women's tag team in the history of professional wrestling, right here, True Force. And they've been a team for how long? A year?
I mean, of course they did join the Enforcers.
I'm of course including the Enforcers there in their run. They have only been true force for a matter of weeks, which is their first independent pairing after being free, as you would call the shackles of the Enforcers, Owen.
They were very late to the game in the Enforcers thing and very quick out of it as well, to be fair.
Opportunists at heart, Alice Young and Diana Simmons, the veterans in this match by a long way, are still going to have to put up a professional performance against two hot up-and-comers in Emma Zander and the incredibly experienced Akane Matsuda, who will start off this match against Young. And every time these two women wrestle, Owen, I get a chill down my spine. Oh, what a backbreaker.
Two supreme submission specialists, and we're seeing a lot of those coming out in the women's division.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're drowning in submission specialists in our red hot.
Nancy Valentine, Alice Young, Akane Matsuda, Farrier. I mean, all absolutely terrifying when they get a lock on you.
And of course, our EFW Women's Champion.
Well, yeah, Sakamoto Dixon, of course.
No stranger to a submission or two.
Obviously preferring the Shinsaka. However, Alice Young comes back out in control of this match.
I think she's remembered for that Shinsaka because it's just so goddamn devastating. Alice Young has taken complete control over this match over Akane Matsuda, tags in the Brazilian behemoth Diana Simmons, and things have just gone from unpleasant to downright dangerous. Diana Simmons, the blonde bombshell from Brazil, still my pick, Owen.
Well, let's not forget
in the kitty out in back.
Diana Simmons, of course, first ever women's champion, held it for 63 days the first time around, has held it for 3 times in total.
Wait a minute.
A massive 200 days as women's champion.
As you and your stat monkeys were doing their work, Alice Young just got brought back into this match in the most aggressive way possible with a huge superplex from the ring apron by Akane Matsuda, buying Diana Simmons sometimes to regroup on the outside. William Zander and Zach Fuller there, keeping a very close eye on Diana Simmons after the assault by a tag team partner on the outside.
Of course, Alice Young, in her 55 days in her second reign as champion, let's not forget how many people in this division she put away with the Tennessee Chicken Wing.
One of the most deadly submission maneuvers in any division in professional wrestling. The Tennessee Chicken Wing has defeated some of the best. Akane Matsuda in control of Diana Simmons makes a quick tag to Emma Zander, the first time we're seeing her here tonight in that ring. Some would call her the brains behind Zander Enterprises. Many would believe that her husband William is just a figurehead.
You never know.
Oh my word, what a face buster. I think that was it counted? No, Zander got all of it, but it wasn't the prettiest landing I've ever seen. Diana Simmons manages to get a tag to Young, who goes straight in there with a big flying drop kick. That was a nasty famous Owen.
Changing the pace very fast there.
Alice Young came in with all guns blazing after seeing the attack on her tag team partner. Alice Young getting in the face of William Zander. William Zander knows that he can't retaliate.
Oh my word, just unleashing.
My God, what shots!
Fists. Trying to aggravate him.
And of course, the minute that Zander throws a swing, Shitope can disqualify Alice Young. It's pretty clear that's exactly what she was going for. After that,
wanting a cheap victory there. And
beautiful.
Stood and took those hellacious fists. My word.
Beautiful tactics by Alice Young. I loved every second of it.
Not holding back, and
I think Zander might be bleeding from his lip there.
Fuller and Zander like questioning what the hell that was. A bit in shock, I think.
Alice Young showing exactly what she will do to win this matchup. What a drop kick.
Yeah, Matsuda was back in.
Oh, an attack to Simmons, who's regained his senses, it seems. It never takes long for the Brazilian behemoth. And what's she got in mind? Oh, wait a minute. Surely not. Oh, she's going for the... Oh, my word, what a DDT by Diana Simmons on William Zander. William Zander has clearly done something to enrage true force. Both Alice Young and Diana Simmons have gone straight for Zander, Owen. This has been fantastic. I told you that man was a fraud. True force of one. True force of one by disqualification. This is fantastic.
Well, what a steal.
Shitope has disqualified Xander Enterprises for his assault on a woman.
Well,
I mean, how low can you get from William Xander? This so-called fight for right, not up to a very good start, Erwin, is it? Assaulting a woman on a live broadcast.
well, I think after all those hits, he clearly got very disorientated.
An elbow to her head is not disorientation. It's a response.
Either way, Xander Enterprises coming up short.
True Force won a victory. Tremendous tactics by Alice Young, showing they're still not afraid to cheat to get it done. I love it from True Force. That was fantastic. It just proves, Owen, that leopards do not change their spots, which is exactly why I do not trust William Xander for the record.
Well, yeah, absolutely phenomenal tactics. I mean, as much as I think it was a lousy attempt, but they got the victory. It's hard to argue with that. Wow.
Absolutely tremendous matchup with a very controversial finish. But ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, there'll be nothing controversial about this, I promise you. This will be just sheer aggression, sheer power, and sheer dominance from the undisputed #1 contender in my eyes, Vega, against the ever so lucky Simon Youngblood.
Simon Youngblood. There's a big task ahead of him tonight if he wants to remain in the search for the new #1 contender.
For the N.E.W. World Heavyweight Championship, this is our first of two main events tonight. Of course, we will see Farrier and Fox go one-on-one.
The submission match, which is, as we were already saying, how brutal they are at submissions. Two of the finest. Again, go at it.
What should be a tremendous main event, ladies and gentlemen, but we've got to survive this match first, and of course we welcome the team of teams. They hold the gold. Magnum Opus, look at it! Look at it, it's a beautiful sight!
He brings in a developmental championship.
His much coveted EFW European Championship. I mean, come on, Owen. Do you have any idea what it does to that title? A man like Snake holding it, a former 7-time world champion. You couldn't hope for a more legitimate European champion than that man right there. Vega, 640 pounds, is every man's nightmare, and he's also a former N.E.W. champion. He's a current tag team champion. He's a former 2-time Intercontinental champion, and he's a former 2-time European champion. The best have held that title, Erwin, and Magnum Opus have held that gold once again. Rick Weaver and the associate Jimmy Falcon all here tonight to show support to the man who really needs no introduction, but we give him one anyway just because of who he is and who he rolls with. It's Magnum Opus, baby! It's Vega! Listen to that crowd! The sheer It's clearly have no taste in wrestlers, Erwin. I've always had my suspicions about this town.
Of course, Vega has always been a dominant force here in N.E.W. It's taken a lot for guys to put him away.
Well, this man put him away. Simon Youngblood, 6'1", 220 pounds, from Lexington, Fayette, Kentucky. A former
task.
Absolutely tremendously man of task against a competitor of Vega's stature. Sheer size alone makes it a difficult one, ladies and gentlemen. Youngblood, there is some hope. He is a former N.E.W. champion, a former United States champion. He was a hellacious N.E.W. World Heavyweight champion from what I remember, when he had quite a run.
Well, he got it off me. He got that championship off me. It was a hell of a match, I can't deny that. He managed to hold it for 30 days, which is not a bad run.
He was a fighting champion. I certainly remember that. I remember how determined you were, somewhat unsuccessfully, I might add, to regain that title. Wow. But that's a story for another day.
I'm still in that game yet.
Youngblood and Vega start this one off quick. Youngblood draws first blood. with that much heightened elevate back drop DDT, and goes to that patented GBH neck wrench. The most brutal submissions in professional wrestling today.
Of course, Vega is one of those wrestlers, just
my
like
word.
Brad Moss, and clearly.
Oh, what a maneuver by Youngblood!
Almost like the crew here tonight. Vega can just change a match in a matter of seconds. I mean, Youngblood can be throwing all this out, but one move and the complexion of this match falls back into Vega's corner.
Well,
and then, of course, you've got all the interference on the outside.
Well, perhaps, of course, you have to. Perhaps Youngblood knows this. Erwin knows this as well as you do, and tries to get the shots in first. Vega, however, has got that one shot in,
and that's the shot I was on about.
That might be what all is needed. What a right hand by Vega.
However, Youngblood catching him.
Oh my word, thrown out the way like a rag doll. 220 pounds.
Well, that's it. Sometimes you try and lock up with Vega, and if he's aware enough, he will just shove you off with that strength of his.
Yes, Simon Youngblood back on the attack with those swift kicks to the head of the monster.
Count of 7 though, risk of getting counted out here. Vega overpowering him. Youngblood could be in trouble here.
Irish whip into the ropes. Oh!
Body blocking him.
Just complete and utter, like running into a brick wall.
And that's the thing with Vega.
Crazy.
He doesn't necessarily have to do a move to hurt you. He just has to stand there and have you run into him.
Steps on him.
That's a scary thought.
It's like essentially having a truck wheel dropped on you.
Oh, look at that strength.
Sheer power. Bench pressing a 220-pound man like it was a loaf of bread. Goes back to that patented neck wrench.
Snake looking on with glee.
Why wouldn't you, when you've got a monster like that in your corner? Vega listens to Snake, for God's sake, Erwin. He's almost got him in a suit. Who'd ever thought they'd see that day?
Well, that's it, tailor-made clothes now for Vega.
Limousine riding, jet flying son of a gun that Snake has morphed him into.
Youngblood trying to fight back. Big drop kick does not take the big man off his feet. Clothesline knocks him to a knee. And then he rolls away. Oh my word, and delivers a clothesline of his own.
Take that! One big clothesline. All he needed. What a slam by Vega. On a roll. He is the giant Ric Flair. Kiss stealing son of a gun.
Well, the difference is most of the time when Vega goes to the top, he actually connects, and that's even scarier to see.
Hey, Nate connected once or twice.
Shot to the arm there from Youngblood, who manages to get back in control somehow, some way. The kid is fighting back.
He is indeed fighting back with that snap suplex. Simon Youngblood, with everything he has left against this monster, knows this is the moment to do optimum damage. On that top rope, Youngblood flies crossbody.
Manages to take Vega down. But again, even if he gets in say a moonsault here on the big man, there's still Falcon, Snake and Rick Weaver on the outside there to distract Shatoka.
Well, they've done nothing but cheer him on so far. Schoolboy super kick.
And there is exactly what I was on about. Snake is up on the apron.
I think he was too close to the ropes anyway, and I believe Shatoka would have called for a rope break, regardless of Snake's interference.
Well, we won't get to see it, but Simon Youngblood looking for a moonsault.
There it is, beautiful, connected. 2, could be all. No!
Vega powering out there.
Not many people kick out of a Youngblood moonsault, but Vega just did exactly that, standing springboard. What a beautiful maneuver by Youngblood.
Doesn't have to come off the top rope to hit that moonsault. But now he's got to be thinking,
Off.
how do I win this numbers game? and keep this giant down, who's now just got back in control.
And just like that, just when you think you're getting some momentum, just when you think you might be getting somewhere against the monster, he strikes back with a vengeance and with fury in his soul. Vega with a shot to Youngblood again. Ham-hock foot.
Oh, going for a camel clutch.
There it is, locks it in. Youngblood can't reach the rope. Chatopa's in the perfect position. Will Youngblood tap out to the camel clutch? No, Bridges.
Sweeps the legs.
Sweeped.
Knocks Vega off his balance.
Inverted DDT.
Wow. How is Simon Youngblood still fighting?
I have no earthly idea how Simon Youngblood is indeed fighting back again, but he is.
Determined to get to that gold. It's the big one. He doesn't want to miss another opportunity.
What a shoulder badge. Right into the feet of Magnum Opus.
Nearly wiping out Jimmy Falcon in the process.
What a shame that would be. Poor Jimmy's got his whole career ahead of him. Simon Youngblood.
Not letting Vega get the 10 count here. At least not giving him the time to breathe on the outside.
Yeah, at least not yet. Perhaps this is just a...
Sent his face
Maybe
into
not.
those mats.
I was about to suggest this was a great tactic by Vega, but I think after that manoeuvre, we can definitely rule that one out, Erwin. I think Vega might be busted wide open.
He is, I think. Youngblood with that face buster there.
Wait a minute, what are we up to?
7, 8.
If both men get
7,
counted out
now.
here, what the hell happens? Oh God,
Well, it didn't happen.
Jimmy Falcon was inches away for doing something useful for the first time in his entire career.
Well, let's not forget he did pull Bob Turner out of the ring when that European title defence of Kobayashi's was in full effect.
Nobody saw that, Erwin.
Oh, what a manoeuvre!
450 splash with authority by Youngblood. It's over.
I don't think
No!
I've ever seen that from Youngblood before.
No!
But still,
Vega kicked out. The monster lives. He lives.
Definitely wondering what he has to do now to put one half of the tag team champions away.
Oh my
May have
word.
spent everything with that 450 splash.
Sweet Jesus, brought back into the ring with authority. What do you have to do?
Oh well.
Survive this. Vega bomb. It's over.
There's not been many to kick out of a
Bye
Vega
bye,
bomb.
Simon. Thanks for coming. 2. No!
Simon Youngblood
What the fuck did I just say?
kicked out of a Vega bomb.
No, he didn't. No one kicks out of a Vega bomb.
Well, very few have Simon Youngblood finding himself now on that list. But that may not be a good thing as the monster is pissed.
I would have bet the mortgage that it was over. Simon Youngblood is still fighting back, Erwin.
My
How's
God.
he doing this? Knee to the gut.
Oh, but wait a
Snake
second.
and Magnum Opus look worried.
Oh, wait
Vega's in
again.
a fight, inverted DDT. Counters again into that inverted DDT.
Going
Top
up.
rope again, Erwin.
Once more.
Moonsault. Simon Youngblood is in the zone.
2.
Simon
My
Youngblood
word.
has just beaten Vega. Clean. No.
Well,
No.
it looks like Vega's climb has been halted.
We need to test Simon Youngblood's urine immediately. What did that man have for breakfast? He threw everything at the giant. The giant kept coming back again and again and again, but Simon Youngblood just kept fighting. And one more moonsault after another finally get the big man down. What a match. What a match for the #1 contendership here with Magnum Opus are furious on the outside.
I've been in shock. I mean, it's one of those things that always happens. You see Vega step in the ring and you think he's going to win. and then someone like Simon Youngblood comes along and defies all the odds.
Well, I think it's safe to say that Simon Youngblood is going to pay in pain for this upset here tonight.
We see how Vega act after a loss. It's never pretty.
This is not going to be good news for Simon Youngblood, I can tell you that for free.
Jimmy Falcon essentially ended up in the position he's in after Vega. You know, he got in the ring and said, you know, Vega, come to me, and that's where this all started. That's led Jimmy Falcon to actually become owned by Snake.
Oh yes, the tangled web that brought Falcon into the service of Snake has still not yet really been clarified, his position within the group as a whole, but it's unquestionable. He works for them, Owen. They pay his wages, and that factor has been an element in matches as of late. It wasn't tonight though. Yet Youngblood beating Vega with relative little interference from Magnum Opus, except for that moment from Snake earlier on.
Yeah,
Chitopa making his
Vega was still strong enough to kick out, making a huge mistake there in their timing.
Absolutely. Farrier and Fox, however, will have no issues with timing tonight. That, I promise you, tonight, main event, #1 contendership for the Women's Heavyweight Championship. We will see two former champions go at it. Two submission specialists in a submission-only matchup. Farrier, 5'8", 152 pounds, from Lisbon, Portugal. A former EFW champion, Owen. Women's champion, Farrier, the mistress of mind games.
And of course, the N.E.W. audience not so used to this. Of course, we've seen it a lot in EFW, the zombie walk. She does this so her opponents do not know what kind of ability she's going into that ring with. If she's injured, if she's fine.
Yeah, Farrier will always like to keep her opponents guessing. I think that's definitely fair to say, Owen.
And always takes a cameraman on balance.
Yes, she does. All part of the ploy by Farrier. A very calculating young woman and incredibly talented. Don't let her appearance fool you. If you've not seen her wrestle before, you're in for a treat. And she definitely knows a submission or two, Owen.
And of course, now one half of the Scorpions with Sonia Jackson. And we've seen her just as strange in tag team action. Again, not making it through to the #1 contender match, but now she has a shot at climbing the rankings in the women's division.
Absolutely, it's positive times ahead for Farrier if she can beat the former women's champion, the Fox. The Fox who surprised everyone when she beat Alice Young for the women's champion. Surprised everyone again in a manner in which she defended it. Was a terrific women's champion. Was the first ever dual women's champion in N.E.W. history, Owen. 5'5", 132 pounds from Pawtucket, Rhode Island. A former women's champion, as I said, a former tag team champion. Held both those titles simultaneously. Did the Fox.
Well, yeah, but during that dual title reign, she got a little cocky, and it seems the fans lost their faith in her.
Whether they lost their faith in her or not, Erwin, you can't deny how talented this young lady really is.
Well, very talented, but again, since she lost both titles, she's not really shown much in that ring. I mean, it's been left down to Nancy Valentine for most of their tag matches to pull the weight.
Oh, tremendous athleticism in this entrance.
She seems hyped up enough here tonight.
Absolutely. Fox has come to fight. Well, Farrier, of course, has held the championship in the development territory, EFW. Great women's champion in her own right. Fox has held the big one. And the tag team title could be an interesting submission match. No time limit, no disqualification, no pins. This match will only end when one competitor makes the other submit.
Fox blocking a shot there from Farrier.
Oh! big kick to the head by Fox. Who's your pick in this one, Owen?
It's a tough one.
Oh, gutbuster.
Again, it seems like Fox is the least liked by the audience.
Vicious elbow to the head.
It would be quite good to see Farrier get an opportunity here in N.E.W.
Once again, you're a puppet master for these fickle fans, Owen.
I'm sorry, when there's two competitors, they clearly aren't corresponding with the fans, shall we say.
Neck range.
Hard to choose for me.
Farrier on that middle rope.
Again, this is a submission match as well.
Both missing that drop kick.
Submissions.
Yes, they are. Both women with a firm technical base. Absolutely. Those big swift kicks from the Fox. You'll see a lot of that tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as the Fox will start wearing down the body part, and it seems to be the head. Significant shots to the head so far by the Fox. So I think Fox's intentions in this match are made pretty clear early on. She's looking for that crossface, Irwin. Bulldog to Farrier. We'll of course be looking for that Farrier statement.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, both women. Oh wait, hang on a second.
Oh, Torturak could be a wrong here.
Stretch there.
Well, you see it there. My word, what torque! The spine of Farrier stretched across the knees of the Fox.
Get a hand free and spin around.
Yeah, terrific bridge counter there by Farrier.
Oh, wait, hang on a second.
Wait a minute.
That's Nancy Valentine's music.
Well, the protege of the Fox. Music being played here. Shake of the head by Farrier, who's clearly not happy.
Oh, hang on, she's
wait a minute. Nancy Valentine.
Oh, this ain't fair.
Oh, inverted leg drop. Chitopa's been distracted by the music.
Sees her in the ring now, but didn't see the action, so cannot call it.
And of course, Chitopa can only call what he sees. Has the damage been done to Farrier? There you see it. The Fox working right on that head.
And I'm hearing in my headset that Sonia Jackson's been attacked by backstage, I'm assuming by Nancy Valentine as well. Hence why she hasn't come out here to try and save Farrier.
Well, we can't clarify that, but it looks like the most likely course of action. Farrier is fighting back against Fox. Nonetheless, despite that genius attack by Foxy Valentine, there's clearly still some fight and some bite left in the dog. Oh, arm breaker.
Yeah, you've got to assume that Farrier
wants
more revenge now than she did coming into this match.
Absolutely, Farrier now will be more than definitely taking this one personally after that cheap shot attack.
Well, if you doubted it, just watch that move again. Planting her head into the mat. Hurricane Rana.
I think we could safely call that one a face smasher. Farrier as well, clearly focusing on that head of Young.
Back of the neck.
Both women with very similar game plans, it seems, Erwin. Weaken the head, weaken the neck.
Oh, big kick there.
Get a crossface, get a...
Quite similar styles almost as well, really.
Get an SDF across that face. SDF's for later. Torturak again.
For the, yeah, the surfboard Torturak. Perhaps again, just trying to weaken the back.
Yeah, again the second time.
Actually get a submission out of it. Of course, we know Fox is capable of that. I still don't know what she calls it. That's a tremendous maneuver when she pulls it off. I've seen this from her.
The Fox cross. Oh, the springboard moonsault indeed. Stamp to the chest, and here we go. Another Torturak maneuver, and there's definitely a game plan. Spine, neck, back. Incredible pain for Farrier. She told her there again. Perfect position by a senior official. Fire again says no, and again Bridges out.
Once again.
Russian leg sweep.
Russian leg sweep. And it seems, at least for the moment, the fans are behind her. Are returning the favour. Farrier with the surfboard. Torturak now.
Yeah, again cashing a few checks here. With that well-used submission manoeuvre in this matchup. Both ladies with very similar game plans. I said that before. Sunset flip. Crossface, there it is. The Fox cross.
Hold on. No, she can't.
There it is. That's it. Once she's got that locked in, Erwin, it's over. The Fox is the new #1 contender for the women's title.
Oh yeah, we kind of had a feeling it'd boil down to whoever can get their signature lock in there first. It seems Fox was successful tonight.
Yeah, Fox, of course, that sound technician. Both these ladies no stranger to a submission, and Farrier knew as soon as Fox got that Fox cross locked in that there was only one way. What, sorry?
And you said Fox Club was a terrible name.
But
Fox cross nonetheless.
You know it. Fox was victorious tonight with a now famous submission manoeuvre. And what a tremendous night in our second night in Liverpool at Turmoil, round the corner from the compound. We thank you for joining us. Good night.